Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, shake it up Saturday. So how was your shake it up Saturday? What new things did you do today? What did you do to shake up your day? Things that you don't normally do, out of routine and everything else. So what did you do? Oh, excuse me. Today to shake up your day. If you were watching this morning's episode, you would have seen me taste test the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup brownie. It was good, but it was very sweet. And I didn't get a lot of peanut butter taste or peanut taste in there. There was a lot of chocolate in it, though, and that made me very happy because I'm a chocoholic. What can I say? And then I have my massive list that I showed you today. It's still a massive list, but it's getting whittled down. We did get some things crossed off there. I've got some stuff that's in progress because I've gone and started something and then gone off to do something else, because one of them is a 5-hour video course. I think it's 5 hours or almost 6 hours. So I would watch a couple of episodes, go off, do something else, come back to it. On my client's genealogy, we've started on that. I still have those 2 emails I want to go and dive into, but I can't because I haven't reached my goal today. So no personal genealogy for me today because I did not reach my goal on stuff that I wanted to get done today. But there are other stuff that I was like going through and going, which ones can I do really, really fast? I could have done that one while I was outside. Dang it. I was outside for a bit because I had to there was stuff that was inside the RV that I had to go put in the basement lockers of Sparkles, and I got that done. Hang on. Did I put on there and empty the tanks? Because I did do that too. I didn't put in there and empty the tanks. Oh, well, I did it. Okay. So the tanks got emptied. The reflectix got put away. The tools got put away. The locker that goes underneath this entire area where I'm sitting, all got kind of reorganized a little bit too while I was out there. But I also had on my list to wash the car and change the water filters, which I could have easily done since it's all outside access. And I didn't even think of it. I should have looked at that before I went out there. Oh, I did that one too. I've done that one. I didn't cross that one off. Yay! Another one crossed off. Yay! But still not at my goal, so still can't do personal genealogy. I have to keep working at that. And one thing we didn't go over this morning was tell your story question of the day, which is, what food did you love as a kid and now you cannot stand? And I thought this is kind of interesting because I know for me, when we were living in one area, it was called Fielding, and my parents had this amazing vegetable garden. It was awesome. There was pumpkins growing in there. There were peas and beans and different types of beans. There were ones that grew up. They had this framework that my dad built with the chicken wire stuff on it so the plants could climb up the vines. It was to hold the vines of the beans and the peas, and loved going and popping the peas off the thing, popping open the pods and eating the peas out from inside. We had tomatoes. What else did we have? Lettuce, celery, and those little dwarf bean things. Pumpkins, I've already said the pumpkins. There was a whole bunch of stuff in there. Cauliflower was another one. That my parents are very good gardeners. I have no green thumb. It skipped me completely. I kill plants more than I grow them. So if you see, and I was looking today on looking for some ideas for a planter. I know this is going to sound, for a planter to put out front of my site where I could anchor in, because I have a signage posting that's backlit from solar energy, so it sits out in the sun all day, and then when you turn it on, you can see the number of my site. You can actually change the numbers out. So I've got the numbers of my site on there, and I haven't tried burying it into the ground because the ground looks a little on the hard side. And so I thought, it'd be nice to put it in a planter, bury it in the middle of the planter, and then decorate it around there. And I suddenly thought, you kill plants. So then I was looking to see what I could decorate the planter with. And it's like, what do I put in the bottom to help it stabilize so it doesn't get blown over? What size do I want? What shape do I want? So there's a lot to consider in this. How deep do I need it? What's the minimum depth I need it to be for this upright thing, which stands about 3 feet tall once it's buried. And so, what sort of, how big can I have it? Where am I going to put it? So there's all these questions running through my head. I came up with this whole concept of, well, if I put bricks at the bottom to help weight it, then I could put like floral foam, stick with me, put floral foam and the rest of it, put artificial grass on top of it. See, I'm thinking I don't have to water anything. Put artificial grass on top of it. And then I'm like, but then if it rains, the foam's going to get wet. Well, maybe if I wrap the, no, I was like, yeah, no, that wouldn't even work either. So now I'm trying to figure out how to keep the foam dry, but then it's floral foam, so it doesn't really matter. And then put artificial grass on top, and then put the stake in the ground for the signage thing to go on top. And then I thought, then I could get like little solar, so there's really cool, this little ball thing, and it had all these butterflies all over the ball, and it's solar powered. And I thought, well, that would look really pretty at night, if I put that there. And then there was little mini Christmas trees. I thought, well, that would be good for December, to put those little Christmas trees out there. They're lit by solar power. That would look really good. And so I was coming up with all these ideas, and I thought, I've always liked those fairy gardens. Maybe I can make a fairy garden out there. And I thought, whoa, hang on. Let's back up a little bit. I mean, the imagination was running wild. But then I backed it up a little bit, and I thought, how hard would it really be just to put it in the ground? It's got the pointed stake on. What if I did a guide hole? Like I've got this big long screwdriver. My father's not listening to this, but I do have a rubber mallet. And what if I pounded the screwdriver down, because it's a nice long one, about 12 inches long, pounded that down on the ground to be the guide hole for the stake, which is wider than the screwdriver is, and then use that to put the stake piece into the ground and then put the other piece in on top. So I'm kind of thinking that's what I will do, but I'll probably look at doing that tomorrow, when all the neighbors have gone out for their Sunday drives, because I don't want to wake anyone up, and I don't want anybody to catch me doing something I probably shouldn't be doing. I don't know. But, these are the sort of things that go through your head when you're busy shuffling things around. But anyway, back to our question of the day. What food did you love as a kid that you cannot stand now? Mine was celery. I cannot stand the taste or the smell of celery. And yet we used to grow it in the garden, and us kids, if we were outside and playing, we got hungry, we'd go to the vegetable garden, we would pull stalks off the celery plant, wash them with the garden hose, and then munch on them, and then toss the ends into the compost heap. So, we used to do things like, and tomatoes was another one, but I love tomatoes. But celery was the one that I used to eat as a kid. No problems eating it at all. And now I cannot stand the taste, or the smell of it, I don't mind the crunch. It's just the taste and the smell I cannot stand anymore. It's like I smell celery and something, and that puts me off the whole dish. So it's one of those things that sort of like I used to love it as a kid, and now I can't stand it. And Mum used to chop it up and put it into the homemade salads, which were made from vegetables straight out of the garden. I love fresh vegetables straight out of the garden. And having those salads and things, and celery would be in there along with the lettuce and the tomatoes, and she'd do hard-boiled eggs. Those were the only things we didn't have straight from the chicken. We didn't have any chicken anyway, any hens. But yeah, those ones were store-bought eggs. And but everything else that was in there, anything that could be grown, and every plant that was in the salad was homegrown. And there's just something about homegrown vegetables when you eat them straight from the garden. Bring them inside, rinse them off, and eat them. And my favorite was to make salad sandwiches with lettuce and tomatoes. What else did I put? I put celery on there as well, and to put it on fresh made bread. And again, we had to go to the bakery to get that one. But just to have these fresh. My favorite was tomato sandwiches. I love fresh tomato sandwiches. Love them. You got to get the right thickness of butter on the bread though too, and a little bit of mayonnaise. And my mum's dressing was yum. And you put that on the bread and smash them together and have these yummy fresh tomato sandwiches. Those were good. But yeah, so celery is one food I loved as a kid, and I cannot stand it now. Can't stand it at all. Never been a fan of bell peppers of any type, or capsicums, depending on where you're from. So never been a fan of those. Never been a fan of spicy food. What other foods? Leeks, cannot stand those things. Oh, those bring back memories of them being put on the plate and not being allowed to leave the table until I'd eaten them. I tried everything I could to get out of eating leeks. I hated them. They were in some white saucy stuff. Yeah, and even then they didn't taste good. Didn't mind onions so much when I was growing up, but now I'm not actually allergic to them. So, and that was all because of Brad's cancer and the stress and stuff my body went through. The chemistry changed where it now cannot handle onions. So I thought that was kind of interesting, which is a pain because I love onion rings. So now I just have to steer clear of them, or yeah, you don't want to be around for the consequences of those. But so celery was one food I used to enjoy as a kid and cannot stand it now. But most of the other stuff I ate as a kid that I enjoyed, I still eat it today. But yeah, celery was the big one. So what's some food that you loved as a kid and don't eat it now because you can't stand it? Can't stand the smell, the texture, the taste. Anyway, so that's it from me for tonight. I have rabbited on long enough. I am off to get dinner ready. And since I didn't get since I didn't get the number of items, because I had a number of items I had to complete, since I did not meet that number of items today, it means I don't get to do any personal genealogy today, which means I can't look at those emails that I got sent by one of them is like a 7th cousin, and the other one is a 2nd cousin one time removed. So that's kind of cool. And he's one time removed because he's one generation above me. And his grandmother is my great-grandmother's sister. So his grandmother is my great-grandmother's sister. And so that's why we've got the one generation removed. Had his grandmother actually been his great-grandmother, then we would have been 2nd cousins. But no, we're 2nd cousins once removed because there is a generation between us. So anyway, I'm out of here. Ponder that one a little longer. That'll be a good one to put into the Family Tree Answers podcast coming up very, very soon. And that's on my list this weekend, is to finish I've got time blocked out to actually get in there and do the planning and finish all the planning and everything for it. And then figure out when I'm going to actually start it. So that's it from me for now. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Enjoy the rest of your Shake It Up Saturday, and we'll catch you back tomorrow at some point, maybe from the dog park. Who knows? You go to the dog park tomorrow? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Maybe from the dog park, but we will be doing our mystery drive tomorrow morning and then coming back and doing some more stuff on our list. And that'll be the relaxing stuff. Yes, that's on my list. It was a very ambitious list, I will say that. And some of these stuff I can get done during the week. But to get most of it crossed off for the weekend, I thought that would have been really cool. Yes, it didn't quite work that way, but you never know. I mean, it's a pretty big list. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. We'll catch you back tomorrow morning for Serenity Sunday. Hey, Conera.